Well, hello there, PaintCan friends and family. Starting in the dark again. Checking out place I'm going to be delivering potentially later. Dog food factory in Sherburne, New York. So we're going to check this out. See if I can get this in a frame just right. This gauge. The gauge is reading about 57%. So takes that one off my to-do list today. We're going to be running fuel oil today. We're going to be running kerosene today. We're going to be running propane today. And we're going to be in 2 different trucks. So, hey, stick around. Heading into the yard. Those are propane tanks I usually deliver to in our yard. Our bobtails, pedal trucks, and all that. We got bumps. We definitely got bumps. That's going to be the chariot for this morning. So here we are. 2018 Peterbilt 389. Got an X15 565 horse, but I've run this truck enough that, and I know where it came from originally. Yeah, I believe she's been tuned up a little bit more than just that 565, because old girl runs pretty good. I'm gonna do cold start about 40-ish degrees, and then been running probably a week or so. Not a problem. So that's our spare trailer for oil. I would say hook to, but not hook to. Just got our, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful Freightliner. And back underneath it. As he calls a rider. Yeah. Not really in love with a Cascadia. That truck, she jumped. So as we go around this, I already checked it over a little bit. Check the lights, check the tires. I'll show you where we're at. Uh-oh, we got a light out. Uh-oh, got a headlight out. Another marker light out there. Another marker, 2 marker lights. One, kinda, and one out. Nice having lots of extra lights, but when they go out, not so much. Already checked around the back, like I said, kick tires and all that. Started out at 1993. That's what I had in it last was fuel oil. We're gonna have to switch that once we get loaded, because we're gonna be loading some kerosene as well. While this is building air and warming up, I'm gonna run over to the oil tanks here in Hubbardsville and see what they've got in them. I know I've got to take a load to our West Winfield branch, but we're going to check the gauges and we'll find out here today. So here we are where we unload for the fuel and kerosene. Around 3.5 foot there in the kerosene. And we have 6 foot 2.5 there. So yeah, I don't think we're going to need any here right off unless the guys pull a bunch out early this morning, maybe tomorrow morning load here. And I know it's hard to read real good, but we're looking at about 45% here on this propane tank. Shoot over this one, see what this one looks like. We're looking at about 37% on that. So we're definitely going to be bringing a load here of propane, because at 40 and less I could actually fit a full load in each one of those tanks. They're 30,000 gallon tanks. The one that I originally checked, that's only a 15 and 18, so at 57-ish% for the 2 of them, you can put a small load in, but it's kind of pointless. You know, they don't need it yet, so we'll probably get them down a little farther, maybe deliver them toward the end of the week, maybe next week, something like that. So we're going to jump in this 18 389 and with one headlight we're gonna go grab a load of fuel. come in here, we look at the gauges. I was sitting just a tick over 7 foot up there. There's not a lot of room, that's the kerosene. This was hard to catch with the camera, but we're at 1 foot 7.5 inches. And we got our books here. It'll tell you exactly how much is in each one. Like this one right here. Shows there's 923 gallons. We're not supposed to go over 9,000. So that I brought 8,000. And for the kerosene, it's at 35.16. Not supposed to go over 45. So I brought 1,000 of that. So it'd be 16 over, but close enough. So this is a different setup than what we use for the propane. With the oil plumbing going underneath. But anyway, so this is the compartment number 2. Get the oils in, hook to this head, hose comes up around, up, connects to here. Got the internal valve open, which also opens the vent, which has a pipe back here for the air to go back in the trailer. Otherwise, could suck in the side of the trailer. So that line goes up through the hose tray, through here along the top, out the front, into my jumper hose, goes around into the pump, comes up to this T, back around this hose. Yep, and that's where we connect to the kerosene. So it'll jump in, fire the pump up, and make a lot of noise. EGO switch here on the dash. Kick that in with the clutch disengaged. Engage the clutch. Here, pump kind of growling underneath the truck. We look out here, make sure we have no leaks anywhere on our hoses. This is when we bump our idle up. Put the cruise control on. Oh, just gotta go down first on it. Come on, idle. Work with me. Guess the idle doesn't want to go up. Well, maybe we'll run that idle. I don't know. Let's fiddle around with this. Find out why it's not working. Well, as you can see, the tack went up. So it is working. Get outside here. You see how loud that thing is. Growling away. So this tractor, you can only use the 3-inch pump off lines, but the trailer is set up that way, or it has its own pump right here. So we could use either or any, actually of the 3 or 4 if we use the owner operator's truck. We can use the hydraulic system off our propane trucks. So hydraulic lines hook right to here. We can pump them off that way. The reason I'm using this truck, quite simply, it was already hooked to the trailer. And I was too lazy to just swap trailers. So as soon as we get done with this 1,000 gallons of kerosene, we'll shut everything back down. And then that hose back on the trailer, the 4-inch end of it on the actual load head end, we're going to switch that over to the 5th compartment and then over to the 1st compartment and get the fuel oil off as well. Same thing as we do with the kerosene, just pump her into the tank. So not a lot to show you here, and so we'll get this wrapped up, head back to the yard, actually to my yard, not to the Hubbardsville yard. Drop this truck off, jump to the 589 with the propane trailer, and then we'll go start hauling some propane out of Oneonta. So you may ask, hey, PaintCan, why? Actually, you just hear that go by. I mean, kerosene's done. You know, ADD. But you may ask why? Why are you running a little bit of oil, a little bit of propane? Well, the reason is our normal oil guy that runs the transport oil trailer, his girlfriend had a baby, so he's off on paternity leave. How long will that be? I don't know. He said he needed a couple, 3 days off, and this, I believe, is week 6. Is he coming back? I don't know. When's he coming back? If he's coming, we really don't know. He's kind of gone AWOL. So with that, I'm just covering the oil. And what I can't cover, we've got another company that comes in as a subcontractor for us and hauls it in for us. So whatever it takes to get the oil here, I do it whenever I can. But again, if I'm double booked, my job is the propane, so I'll take care of the propane. That'll be my, main priority over the oil. But today, not that busy with the propane, so we're doing some oil and probably going to do a load of oil tomorrow, as I said a little while ago, into the Hubbardsville yard. Alright, so we got 389 parked over there. Got 379 here. Whew, needs to be washed. Wow, does it need to be washed? So does this one. Switching over to the propane. Got 589. We're going to be heading for Oneonta. Grab a load, take it to a place just outside the village limits in Stamford. It's another day, it's another truck, it's another location. Got that load to Stamford that I said we were doing with the 589. Got that kicked off. Took that, actually, after that up to the Peterbilt dealership to get that worked on. Just routine maintenance, nothing that is anything. So now we're in the 379 and it's overheating. So, well, yeah, these things happen. So we're going to have to figure that out. Maybe I'm going to have to drive the Cascadia. Oh, no. Well, anyway, it's going to end the video. We'll wrap it up here, and maybe we'll see what happens with the Cascadia, see how that works out, if I have to run that, or what we can do with the overheating issue here in 379. But until then, just well, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video, number one. But most of you, like in the 90%, are not subscribed. Why not? It's free. I know I'm not the best channel out there, but it's free. Doesn't cost you a thing. You can check up on some trucking, some motorcycle riding, all that stuff. Next video, I'm getting a new toy. What's that new toy going to be? Where's it going to come from? All that. Well, you're going to have to watch the video to find out. Have a great day.